Yo, what is up guys, I'm here hitting you up with a new season video. Today let's talk about Haru and how you wanna ideally play her. Now if we take a look at his cards first, the main and bread and butter of Haru is the anchor shot card. There are two ways to play her. When we look at her epiphanies, she has a lot of different type of epiphanies, but here there are two epiphanies that stand out the most depending on how many dupes you have for her. So if you play her E0, the best option for you is to play the anchor shot, which has a combo plus one hit. So you have a 325% damage multiplier with a bonus hit, so you hit for 325 times 2, which is incredibly good, especially if you want to use her, because it is a costful card overall. Now when you can get her to E2, the one you want to do and use is the one on the right. Upon a critical hit, return to hand once per turn. This becomes really steamrolly, which we will later check out. The other ones are also decent, but in my opinion not as powerful as these two options, especially if you have to use 2 mana and you cannot spam the anchor shot, then the combo card is the one to go. If you can spam a little bit more, then you go for the one when you get a crit hit that you can spam a lot. Now when it comes to her next one, the anchor pointer, which is her bread and butter also card, is which basically gives you the anchor shot back the entire time. The best one you want to have for this one in particular is the one on the right, which gives you an additional 25% crit chance for 1 turn. We will also look at her memory fragment, stuff like that, but this way you can guarantee a lot more damage output and get her crit, and that's when you combo it, especially with the anchor shot that on crit comes back to your hand. This helps out quite a bit. The retrieve one is also not bad for the spam ability, so you can either go the retrieve one or the additional crit chance. I personally just prefer the crit chance a little bit more. Then we have the power charge. The power charge does not matter too much. You can use that card, you can also rip that card. It really depends on yourself. Whatever you like the most you can go with. You can either use the attack weakness card that helps you if you use her outside of blue dungeons, basically where you don't have any attack weakness, so you want to go with that version. Or if you have a lot of damage going on, you can use the one that activates when you defeat one of the trash mobs, so it does more damage. Or the combo card, which if you want to use it after something, it only costs 1 mana, which makes it cheaper. So one of these options, it like really personal preference what you enjoy when it comes to the power charge. And then we also have the charge energy. I think this is like almost a no-brainer in terms of what you want to do with that specific card. You want to have the charge energy, which gives you plus 20% own attack card damage. Costs you 0 mana, you activate it, and you do not have to use that card anymore, because with a lot of her cards it's annoying that you have to use them and it clutters up your hand. If you have an upgrade card which doesn't cost you, if you can get the divine epiphany on it, which boosts that damage even further, go do that, because you throw it out once, it costs you nothing, and it's active the entire battle. Very strong this way. And then last but not least, we also have the lift anchor, which is the unique card which cannot be buffed, but here we have that one. The anchor shot buffs plus 1 cost, so instead of 2 mana costs 3 mana, increases the damage by 70% without any dupes, then 100% with E1, and that makes the anchor shot also even stronger. Now when it comes to our partner, the best in slot is MaTeIRiA 100% of the time, because for the assigned combatant, attack cards with cost 2 or more deal an additional, I think, 25% damage, but because I pulled double and it's E1 or level 2, it's 32% damage plus 14% damage of the assigned combatant's pulverized cards. And as we have seen here, the anchor shot card is a pulverized card, so it's basically a huge damage boost for that card. And for the ego skill here, which costs 2 EP plus 20% damage of the next attack card used by the assigned combatant for the total cost of all cards in hand. Definitely her best 4-star is Ritoshka. The assigned combatant attack cards with cost 2 or more deal plus 20% damage, and at the start of the turn, one of the assigned combatant's attack cards gain plus 10% for every point of the total cost of attack cards. So you're basically getting another 20% for her specifically. And then you also have an EP, so if you need a buff for 1 turn, get free moral, which is very strong as well. So use Ritoshka if you do not have MaTeIRiA. Now when it comes to her potential, it's really just all about the unique card damage shield gain, because that's what the anchor shot is really all about. It's unique card damage, so you want to only buff this one. The others really don't matter too much, especially also her potential. I don't think are that great because the basic card you don't really want to use at all for her. Yes, you can boost damage, but really, do you want to use them? No, you actually want to spam the anchor shot more often than not. Then her basic card proficiency does not matter at all, to be honest. The only one that does matter is the upgrade to the unique card, which gives another 10% to Haru's anchor shot. And if you can get her damage over 1000 her attack, then it gets an additional 10%, so you get a 20% damage boost to the anchor shot if you have that activated with that stats. Then when it comes to her best build, it's hands down, no question, a 4-piece Justice set with a 2-piece Executioner set. You get a 20% crit chance boost for your anchor shot, plus you get a 25% additional crit damage. Then in terms of what you want to put on her, you want to have crit chance on slot 4, either Justice damage on slot 5 or attack. Now when it comes to her Manifest Egos, which we also have to talk because of that showcase here, is where there's a big change is coming that starts with her E2, because once you have her at E2, the anchor shot can also now be used if you do not have the required mana. So you need 2 mana to actually cast that skill, but now if you have her E2, you don't need 2 mana anymore. If you even have just 1 mana or 0 mana, you can still use that card, and that allows you to spam the anchor shot quite a bit, but the damage is reduced by 4. Then also what we need to mention here is, I think it was her E4, because there she now has like these blitz icons. Once you have her at E4, she has now these blitz icons, and whenever Haru uses anchor shot card, gain 1 power supply. Haru's attacker damage plus 20%, max stack 3 times. So you use the anchor shot, she gets a stack. So you use that card 3 times, she gets max stats, 60% damage boost. And the last one is that the damage output you deal with her, if you don't have sufficient AP, does not have a heavy penalty as before. Now when it comes to her ideal build, you want to have, as I just said, depending on if you have her E2 or more or not, you either want to have her with the anchor shot with the upon critical hit, return it to hand if you have an E2. Otherwise, you want to have the combo version. And then you want to have the anchor pointer with the crit chance. And ideally, you want to duplicate that card. If you can get 2 copies, 3 copies, 4 copies. The more copies you have on anchor pointer, better. For that, then you have to charge energy, plus 20%, as I just said, a unique card. And then really the rest does not matter much. It's all about her anchor shot anyways. Now when it comes to her team combinations, you can do a lot of things with her. I think my favorite team for her in terms of overall survivability and all-round usage, especially if you go into the zero system with her, is Haru with Kali and Mika. My opinion, the best combination for her. You have AP regen, you have card generation, card draw as well with the neutral cards, plus you have the Kali with the sustain, with the shield, helps out quite a bit. But here, what I have for you guys is also, you can play Cass, you can also use Veronica with her, you can do a lot of different things with her. It really does not matter much. You can do many different things. For this one, I want to use Cass because I just like the Cass Mika, because that allows us the most fun stuff using these characters outside of the Chaos Zero system. And every time I get the chance to use Cass, I want to use them, to be honest. Let's draw even more. Now we have full stacks of moral buff going right now. Now we want to use the Joker card because we want to boost the damage even further right now. I am thinking about what card I want to use right now. I think, to be honest, all I want is just an anchor point card in my hand. Now that we have a couple of cards in my hand right now, now we can boost the damage by 80% right now. And the damage is not as crazy because what you have to keep in mind is the anchor shot needs to be spammed a little bit more right now because it wasn't used a single time right now. Let's use the left anchor here, buff up the card as much as we can. Now it costs 3 mana right now. And let's see what happens when we hit a target. Boom, the first hit, 2000 damage, no crit by the way. Now let's use the anchor point card, get the card back, and now let's attack someone else. Maybe we crit with the second time. There we go, this time we crit with 1800. Let's use our buff again, why not? and then we use it for a third time, fourth time at this point, and you can see here the damage output we are dealing with her. Let's activate the dice trick to activate the gear back to draw 2. Now we want to use the attack, draw anything out of our deck. Apparently we don't have anything in our deck right now, so let's just use the anchor pointer, get anchor shot to our hand, use it, hit for 2.5k, get it back, hit again, boom. Here we done 3600, easy peasy. Let's use that for a 10% damage boost because we have it right now. And then we just use our attacks, and then we just end our turn here. But you can see how steamroll it actually becomes once you have her at bare minimum E2, where you can just spam a lot of her stuff without any problems. Now we just shuffle our hand because it's not what we want to have at the first place, right? Or in the first place, I mean. There we go. Pull out the anchor shot from our deck, and then we just hit it. Easy as that. Yeah, what can I say? Haru is a very, very strong unit overall. You can use her in different ways, and what's also very, very strong about her, which I did not even mention right now, is her ability, like her tenacity damage. She breaks enemies so easy. She has insane amount of tenacity damage with her anchor shot, which is huge because once you break them, and you can easily break them with her, you regen your AP so you can spam even more stuff, right? So that's for that. Let me know what you think, guys. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it. And see you with the next one. Deuces.